Hi, and welcome to the MediaShift Digital Media Brief. I'm Mark Glazer, Executive Editor of PDS MediaShift, along with guests Kristen Hare from Poynter Institute, Jenni Sargent from Eyewitness Media Hub, and Dylan Byers of Politico. Following the violent attack on Charlie Hebdo, a satirical French weekly that published cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, various media organizations had to decide whether or not to publish the sensitive materials related to the attack, especially when the new issue of the magazine came out with yet another cartoon on the cover. The AP, CNN, ABC, and New York Times are among some of the media outlets that wouldn't run the cartoons. That wasn't the only ethics debate concerning Charlie Hebdo. After the attacks in Paris, amateur video showing the murder of a police officer appeared online, and the video quickly went viral. But in an interview with the AP, the man who shot the video, Jordi Mir, said he regretted uploading it to Facebook. Kristen, tell us, what goes into the calculus for news organizations when deciding to publish these cartoons or not?
It seems like in this case, there were a number of things. The first was catching up with the breaking news. It was happening. Also, the editorial standards at your news organization. And then finally, I think sort of the moment concerns, which in this case was sensitivity to a particular community and safety.
And Dylan, tell us a little bit about what, CNN, they had this kind of town hall about whether to publish, the cartoons or not. Tell us a little bit about kind of the background on the Quran as far as whether these should be published or not, and what kind of the Islamic take is on this.
Sure, and I myself am no expert, but what many Islamic experts do say is that the Quran itself actually has no prohibition on showing images of the Prophet. I mean, there's certainly references to there can be no likeness of the Prophet, but there's no prohibition and no sort of sin, it's not a sin, it's not punishable. What has happened over time is that in certain strains of the religion and certain interpretations of the Quran that have developed in Islamic law over years and years and years, is that some have come to feel that that is a sin. But even among those strains of the religion that do believe it's a sin, the appropriate response is not death or murder or stoning or anything like that. It's simply do not sit with this person until the conversation has changed. Right? It's actually a very peaceful response in most cases.
And Jenni, with the video that was shot of a police officer, what do you think goes into the decision of someone in social media to publish that and post that on Facebook, and what do you think they should think about before they post the video, that then goes viral like this one did?
I think it's really interesting to acknowledge that for people who are used to documenting their lives online, the instinct to share a video like that really isn't as complex as some of us may think. I mean, some of us who are perhaps a little more private in the way we use social media, some people don't use it at all, must be completely baffled by the decision, to post a video of that nature. But equally, there are people who post all day, every day, and they feel that they're talking to their friends and family. They have no idea that there is a very real possibility that their footage will end up on not only news sites around the world, but live broadcasts and all of the television coverage that dominated the networks as the events unfolded. So our advice would certainly be, well, I suppose it's twofold. There's a very real safety element in terms of anyone who has captured this footage using a smartphone tends to have their location features turned on, which means that once their content is used, it's much easier for people to find where they are, where they live. And there's two reasons why that would be an issue. Obviously, during the attacks last week, there was a real issue about reprisal, perhaps. But there's also the angry social media mob who are very vocal if they don't believe that you did the right thing by sharing the video. We've seen time and time again people who've shared perhaps on Twitter and then they're instantly reprimanded for doing so. They might share their video or photograph and then be approached by a number of news agencies. Very often this happens, 20, 30, 40 requests will come in, within a matter of hours. And then the social media mob will respond and question their motives for trying to profit from a potential tragedy. Other people would step in and say, you should ask for money for this content because the news organisations are going to make money, so you should go for it as well. So we would advise people, when they do upload, always assume that that content will be public and it will go on the news. And there is in terms of your copyright defense, the news organizations are entitled to run, or this is a difficult area, but they're very likely to be entitled to run it for the period that it's breaking news in the defense that it's in the public interest. So you won't really have much opportunity to control your content once it's out there.
Thanks, that makes a lot of sense. So thanks for tuning in. You can find the MediaShift Digital Media Brief on PBS MediaShift at pbs.org/MediaShift. We want to thank our sponsor, NextSpace and NextKids. You can learn more about their co-working and kids space at nextspace.us/nextkids. Okay, thanks everyone.